What's going on, YouTube? This is Black Sword here. All right, the Microsoft conference just ended, so I'm gonna give you my thoughts, just like I promised you guys. I'm gonna go in order how I went in the conference, and just kind of give an overview of what I thought of the games, and I'll give you all a little information, whether they're exclusives or they're not exclusives or what have you. Microsoft opened the conference with Metal Gear Solid 5. And of course, we all know Metal Gear Solid is not an exclusive. So, I mean, why steal your power? If anything, how Titan Downfall should have been the opening that they had, because Titan Downfall looked great. At first, I can't lie, I didn't think it brought anything new to the table. Um, all that it really captured me with was the graphics. And what we see from the new graphics compared to this gen system for the next gen systems, they look amazing. They do. But in all honesty, Metal Gear 5, it didn't bring anything new to the table. They emphasized some of the most stupidest things about the whole game, like time lapse and more realistic weather. I mean, but if you played Skyrim, if you played fantasy games, if you played driving games, if you even played other games, that thing has been there, especially with fantasy games. The time lapse thing doesn't mean shit because time lapse has been going on with multiple games. It doesn't mean anything. Even Pokemon has time lapse in weather, so it doesn't. So you basically shot yourself in the foot with that one. Um, it just looks like it was badly marketed. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear is a great game, but I just didn't think it was a great one to start out with. So to me, it started out weak with that game, and then him on the horse, and then him in a tank, and that just didn't make any sense to me. Next, they talked about releasing a new Xbox 360, which didn't make any damn sense at all. Because what's the point if you're releasing a new Xbox 360 if you're releasing Xbox One in November? It doesn't make any sense. I thought that was a gimmick. They keep saying that they're showing our thing to we're showing our thing to Xbox. It was a nod to Xbox. Of course, they have to do that, but it was a damn shame in my opinion. It was a shame. Then they did take some good news for you Xbox people. Gold membership moves to Xbox One, so apparently you won't have to buy Xbox Live at least for a year when you get Xbox One. So if you get gold membership right before, and you get two free games, Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3. So for you fans, that's great. To me, it didn't mean a damn thing. And then to close out on Xbox, they had two exclusives. Two things they talked about for Xbox. World of Tanks, which was an awful game. I don't think anybody's gonna get that game. I mean, what is it about? It talks about you can use 15 tanks, and it's tailored to Xbox, and it's perfect founding and perfect control for Xbox. Because PlayStation would have wasted their time on such foolishness, and Nintendo, nobody would want that shit for Nintendo. So of course, by default, they want Xbox. They kept taunting the community, trying to get the game the 46 million strong Xbox Live community. I guarantee you won't carry over half of them with that conference. To me, for people that are true gamers, you didn't answer the questions. But I'm gonna talk about that later in the conference. I'm just saying, World of Tanks was awful. It was an awful, awful game. I don't know why the hell that was in there. It was like a little bullshit indie game, and I hate indie games with a passion. Next, they talked about Max Curse of Brotherhood. It looked incredibly childish. I don't see it had a place at E3. That's something that you would get for your kid. I didn't like it. It had a Rain Man feel to it. For those of you who know about Rain Man, to me, I saw a Rain Man feel. With the whole swinging and the movements and all that stuff. It just had a whole Rain Man feel. And to me, they were running. They weren't even running. They weren't running the engine, the Xbox engine. They weren't running PC graphics on it. And I can tell the difference because I know what an Xbox is capable of putting out. In a majority of what they put out for Xbox, for some of Xbox One, and from PS, not for PSN, sorry, for Xbox 360, it was ran on PC engines. Maybe y'all don't can't tell the difference, but I can, and that was definitely ran on the PC Engine. Max Curse of Brotherhood, that shit was ridiculous. I didn't have a place. Um, and then they finally moved in. They said, okay, enough with Xbox 360. We're gonna step into the future. We're gonna talk about Xbox One. And they came out with Dark Souls, and Dark Souls looked gorgeous. It looked great. It looked like a real good game. It looked grown up. That was important to me. It had to be a grown up game. It looked like a grown up game to me, and I really liked it. It looked nice. And then they followed up with another great game. Like, it was just hit after hit after hit with this one. Rise, Son of Rome, that looked gorgeous. At first, I thought they were running a PC Engine on it, but then when they actually showed the actual gameplay, that looked sick. It looked gorgeous. It looked like something I would get. I got a feel for the combat system. I didn't really like the storming beach thing. It looked like it was an ancient thing. It was basically a take on D-Day in the Call of Duty, the old Call of Duty games, and the old what was that other one? The other Medal of Honor game. Storming the beach at D-Day. I got the same feel from that. I didn't really like that opening bit, but hey, it showed off the impressiveness of the system. How the fireball came at you. It looked gorgeous, and I have to say, I have to give it to them. They did good, and it's an Xbox One exclusive, so it looked like a great exclusive. And it was pretty nice. Killer Instinct, it's on Xbox One exclusive, great exclusive. Enough said about that. The person playing it sucked ass at it, but other than that, it was great. It was great. He shouldn't have played the game at E3. I think they should have got somebody better than that. Sunset Overdrive by Insomniac. That looked like some shit. Period. There's nothing I can say about that. I was disappointed that Insomniac would put that together, but it was awful. Next thing. Forza 5. It looked gorgeous. But racing games have always been known to have better graphics, have the best graphics. I've always seen that. From Gran Turismo to Need for Speed Underground. Racing games are known to always have the best graphics. So of course, if you know what's gonna push the system to its limits, it's always gonna be a racing game. It didn't disappoint when it comes to looking. I don't personally like racing games, but it looked gorgeous. I can't lie and say it didn't look gorgeous. The thing is, it does use Xbox Cloud with this driving avatar thing, which apparently picks up your movements and whatnot. To me, it looked a little, gimmicky. But hey, this game, this is one of the things, the dangers they don't tell you. It seems like it uses Xbox Cloud, so it seems like you're gonna have to be online to play, to get that driving avatar thing. And it said it's gonna constantly update tracks and all that stuff, so it's gonna be you're gonna have to be online with that game. So if you're not online, you play offline, you're shit out of luck with that game. Quantum Break. People say it looked good. It still looked like some shit to me. It didn't look good to me. It didn't look good at all. Some people liked it. I didn't like it. It didn't sell me. It looked great, but no, a game to me is much more than graphics. You can have great graphics and stuff, a bad game. It doesn't really make any sense. It just looks like that game that they showed. They showed during the PS3. The Sony E3 one, where they didn't show any gameplay and they just showed the little trailer. Even though they showed the gameplay, it just didn't make any sense. I guess people are saying it goes with the TV show, but I never saw the TV show, so it doesn't matter to me. I probably won't pick it up. D4 was the next game on there. It looked too comical to me. I don't like the Viewful Joe graphics and what's that other game that has the same graphics? It's a lot of games that have these graphics. I don't like it. I don't like that graphic style at all. It put me off. I didn't like it. So next, Project Spark. It's a great, interesting concept, but once again, it's been done before. Little Big. I said it's basically Little Big Planet on Xbox One. It just goes into more depth and detail. It looks like a great, interesting concept. and if it can be executed well. So we'll see how that goes. Smart glass gimmick next. Xbox Live, they're saying and making it much more simple. Now with some local currency and getting rid of the points. Should have been like that from jump, but um, Xbox Live, we'll see what they do with it. They really didn't go too much in detail, but they said they're making it more simple. Good. Great move in the great direction. Crimson Dragon, it looked sick, and I can't wait to see it. That's all we got, just see a little snippet, so I'll leave it at that. More they did a little more playing the Killer Instinct and talked about the upload thing. It seems like a good idea. It seems good, but we'll see how that goes. Witch Hunter 3 look gorgeous. That's the game I'll pick up, but it's multi-plat. It seems interesting. It's like a cross between Skyrim and Fable and Oblivion, all kind of tied together. It seems nice and sexy. I like fantasy games. I like all types of games, but I like fantasy games, and I think it looked great. Battlefield 4, it looked gorgeous. We knew Battlefield 4 was gonna look gorgeous. Multi-plat again. But, they try to get you with some bullshit saying, oh, it launched on Xbox One first. So what? That doesn't make you want to go pick up a game and launch. So, I don't really, the gameplay looked great. Battlefield, we knew Battlefield was going to deliver. Halo, I thought I thought that was stupid. Only because you make gamers want the game. You don't to me, you don't want to go in the same direction that Call of Duty's going, where they Call of Duty. You don't really have the time to enjoy the game. They just keep pushing these games ahead of you, making you want this game, or making you just till you get tired and sick and tired of it, like Activision did to Call of Duty, and Treyarch and Infinity Ward did to Call of Duty. I mean, they kind of screwed the franchise, and I think Halo's going in the same direction. It looked good. You can see the dust and dirt on Master Chief's helmet. Of course, people gonna pick that up just because it's Halo. And then they came out, they broke the conference. I thought they were actually gonna answer the questions, but of course, Microsoft in true fashion, they didn't. They just said the price point. And the price point, the release date is November 2013. With the $499 price tag. And you shouldn't be surprised at the price tag if you were doing your research. I knew about the price tag about 4 days before the conference. ING, talked about what they speculated the price tag would be, and they were spot on. They hit it. Some people thought it was going to go to $350. I didn't think it was going to go that high, mainly because of the Kinect and all this gimmick that they put on it. So of course it was going to be a higher price point. So it's going to be 499 euros in dollars and 429 pounds. So yeah. And then they ended it with Titan Downfall. It looked gorgeous. It looked like a great game. That's something I would pick up. I didn't really know if it's Xbox exclusive. Comment and let me know if it was. But I mean, overall, they did a good job when it came to the gaming portion. But in the back of my head, the entire conference, I was asking about the used games. I'm like, all right, are you going to address used games? Are you going to address the 24 hours? Are you going to address all the questions the gamers want? And I was on Twitter. A lot of Xbox fanboys like, oh, Microsoft delivered. No, Microsoft delivered. Microsoft didn't deliver to me. They delivered when it came to games. I can't say they didn't. I'm glad they did deliver when it came to games, but they didn't deliver when it came to the questions, the hardcore questions. And I don't think we're ever going to get an answer until the unlucky person buys that first system. And then we hear about it by the grapevine through our friend or, whoever gets the system. But our questions aren't answered by Microsoft, and I'm very disappointed with that they didn't answer any questions. All they did was give us the price point and release date, which we expected they'd do because it wouldn't make sense if they didn't. The games look gorgeous. Xbox One looks like it could be a great system, but with that used game thing, they still didn't sell me. I will still be picking up a PS4 at the end of the day. This is the end of my first review. Look for me for the EA review and Sony and Nintendo and Ubisoft. I'll catch y'all later. Black Sword out.